Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. Today we are interviewing a roboteer, and since I'm starting to become a huge fan of roboteering shows like BattleBots, both the Comedy Central and the reboot, and Robot Wars and Robotica. We have someone who competed in Robotica in the reboot of BattleBots, not Robot Wars. Sorry, BattleBots. What's your name, sir?
This is Edward Robinson, captain of Team Aquatic Machine Force.
Nice. Nice. Can I just say that you have an awesome, colorful shirt?
I'll tell you that my best, thank you. And I want to mention real quick, I actually did fight in the original series of BattleBots 2.
The
Back on
Comedy Central one?
I was in the commercials. I was the guy in the monkey suit.
Oh, you were in the monkey suit?
I was the guy in the monkey suit. Yes,
Was it
sir.
fun?
Way back when, back in 2001, I think it was.
Wow. So were you having the time of your life?
Oh, I loved it. We irritated Carmen Electra so bad she actually left the pits.
um, I didn't like her in BattleBots, but
She had no business there. Nope.
yeah, I like her in other stuff, just not in BattleBots.
No, yeah, she had no business in BattleBots. This is not that kind of sport.
Yeah, but anyways, that's cool that you were in the monkey suit. I was in a gorilla suit when I was little. It was purple.
Oh, love it. Yeah, I did gorilla balloon deliveries when I was young.
Wow,
That was one of my first jobs.
that must have been a weird experience.
I've always loved it. My nickname's Monkey Boy. I mean, my sister used to call me the orangutan. I just like being in a gorilla suit.
Wow, wow. I mean, wow. That is fun. I mean,
They are.
Anyways, so you were in Robotica. Robotica. Now I gotta explain this to people who don't know Robotica because I have to explain it because this is a podcast. Robotica is basically the first two seasons of Robot Wars of Robot Wars, except if it was the entire show.
Yes. Yep. It's an
Uh,
obstacle course on steroids.
except with robots instead of people.
Yep.
And can I ask you? What was it like being in Robotica? I saw your interview in the Robotica, and you seem like you were one of the coolest people in the world. You like junkyards and stuff, and you like destroying crap and all that other junk.
I'm one of the old school, what they call a garage builder, a junk bot builder, recycled parts, old propane tanks, old wheelchair motors. I like to build robots that are built out of trash that other people throw away, and that's always kind of been my thing.
Can you make a robot out of a back then? Can you make a out of a broken PS1?
The actual robot, not this last shark, but the one before with the spinning disc,
Yeah.
he was nothing but two old wheelchair motors and 7 propane tanks.
Dang. So you're basically a MacGyver.
Yeah, I'm a MacGyver for robots. Yep.
Oh man, dude, I gotta admit something to you right about now, man. Man, you seem like a very fun dude. I wish I can have your optimism. Your
Well, the problem with that is you have to have the ADHD and be on the autism scale to kind of have that go with
Well,
it.
actually, I am autistic and I do have ADHD, so
Well, then you got half of it taken care of, brother.
that's cool, man. So
I was
anyway,
diagnosed in 5th grade with ADHD. I'm high functioning, low spectrum autistic.
wow. So you kind of are an inspiration, I think, to autistic people because you're telling people it doesn't matter, you can do this no matter what. And dude, you're arguably one of the funnest roboteers I've seen in a long, long time.
This should be fun. It should be a fun sport. I'm not out there to win the nut every time. Obviously, I want to win like everybody else. But
But
to me, it's more important to have fun, to breed sportsmanship, and to get more kids into the sport.
dude, that is a good. So dude, that is awesome. That is super, super, super awesome. Can
I was,
I?
I was a clown with the circus for many years.
You were
And
also That
I was
actually
just scared of
explains your
clowns.
personality a lot, in my
Yep,
opinion.
it really did. It shaped my personality.
Can I, so anyways, did you watch Robot Wars, both the original and the reboot?
I was in season 2. What was it? Extreme Warriors, Robot Rebellion. I made it all the way to the finals,
Wow.
and they dropped the piano on my robot.
Oh, dude, you got to meet Mick Foley.
Oh, Mick Foley and I are buds, man. We've done a few shows together.
Wow,
I love
dude,
Mick. Mick's the bud.
dude. I mean, can I admit I'm super jealous of you right now, but not in a negative way, but more in a positive way?
That's what I want to be, more of a positive role model to people with autism, because you really can succeed. You don't have to hide. Although I am a hermit, so
Dude, you're friends with Mick Foley. That is awesome.
I did 3 episodes of Monster Garage and started hanging out with Big Swag. We'd go out to car shows and we'd do a golf cart and get some of the local kids from the auto tech school and let them soup up a golf cart at the car show. That was what
dude,
we did. We called it Monster Garage Outlaws.
dude, you are awesome.
I'm just having fun, man. I'm just trying to have a good life and get some kids into the tech engineering.
Oh man, dude. So can I? So I want to admit the thing I got inspired, the show I got inspired the most was Robot Wars because it's just British people beating the crap out of each other with robots.
Right? They're not about the serious destruction that BattleBots is about. I mean, BattleBots is its own separate thing. It is all about destroy the other guy's toy completely and utterly. Robot Wars was more about let's prove I'm a better driver, let's prove I'm a better builder, let's have some fun, let's put on some silly costumes. It was a whole different ethos.
Right. I actually was thinking. I'm actually trying to see. I also want to revive Robot Wars, but not like in a stupid way, but rather like have Robot Wars be like have an American Robot Wars reboot series, but not like one of those reboots that sucks. It's
Right.
called Robot Wars Sparks Factory.
Oh, nice.
And
Great
also,
name.
I want to produce it, and I also want to be the host. But I think being the host is kind of scary. You know why? Because you have a million people watching, and you want to make a good first impression. I think
Oh,
you could be a
absolutely.
good host, but with me, it's like I'm just scared.
I did my own show with the sword swallowing fire eating thing for 18 years on the Renaissance Fair circuit, all
Damn.
by myself on a stage 4 times a day. You get really used to standing in front of a crowd when you do it for a living.
So like that's easy for you, dude. But for me, it's like it's hard because I mean it's just hard for me to be a
It's hard
host.
for me every time. Every time before I go on stage, I get you can't help it. You don't want to, it's a social disease that I have. I'm uncomfortable in a lot of situations and I can't control my emotions at times. It's
Oh,
hard to be a performer in that position.
dude, I have that same issue too, man. I mean, how old are you?
I just turned 57.
Dude, like you had experience. I'm still dealing with the social issues and stuff like that. I'm 23, man, and it's
I
hard.
still deal with them constantly.
Wow.
I have to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Ed and I have autism. Or I have to just let people argue with me and kick them out of my life, because most people just don't understand how to handle people with autism.
That is true. Sadly that is actually true. But
It's an educational thing. I had one lady argue with me because I wouldn't apologize to her for something I did weeks ago she never told me about. And I'm like, do you understand what autism is? We don't even think like normal people. It's not the same. You're asking me to apologize for having a handicap, and I won't do that.
that sucks, dude. I'm sorry you had to deal with that.
I,
But
I'm 57 years old. I've been dealing with it since sixth grade.
wow. So if I turn 57, I got to deal with this stuff too.
It'll never stop. People suck. Well, some people suck. Let's put it that way.
The world. Well, do you want to say? I got some advice. Life sucks, but you have to make it good. Life isn't a
Exactly.
person. Life isn't a
Exactly.
person you pray and tell them, "Can you make my life good?" No, you have to make life good.
Yep. Yep. If you want to have a good life, you have to have good people around you. You can't be surrounded by turkeys and soar with the eagles.
Turkeys. Do you know turkeys are healthy?
Turkeys were supposed to be the American bird instead of the eagle.
I don't see that. That would be the goofiest bird ever to be.
Instead of the eagle, Thomas Jefferson wanted the turkey to be the American national bird.
Thomas Jefferson, I think, had a stupid moment that day. That day. But anyways, another idea was to give Nickelodeon another Robot Wars series, but this time it's going to be better. I call it Robot Wars Slime Gladiators.
Oh, fun!
Also, I want to give Canada a Robot Wars, just called Robot Wars Canada, and Japan a Robot Wars.
Well, I went over to China and did King of Bots a couple years ago.
What's King of Bots like?
I would never go do it again.
Oh, so it's not a good Robot Wars robot.
Well, it's not a competition. It's not an honest competition. You don't win and advance to the next round. Advancing to the next round means that one of the talking head superstars likes your robot. It has absolutely nothing to do with skill in driving.
It's just a popularity contest.
Yeah, it's a popularity contest. Exactly.
So
if they'd have said that going in, I would have known. But they said, "Hey, come to our competition," and then kicked me out after I won. And I'm like, "That's not how it works. When you win, you advance." And they're like, "No, we're done with you. You can go home now."
That doesn't sound fun.
No, it was not fun at all.
I think Japan would do better with a Robot War series.
I think so too. I'd love to go to Japan. It's one of the few countries I haven't been to yet, and I really want to go to.
So, anyways, dude, I wanted to say is that you're free to be one of the if Robot Wars Sparks Factory does come, I want you to be one of the first contestants I want to invite.
Oh, sweet. Hopefully they have build money because I don't even have a robot right now.
Well, I think you can build a robot out of a coffee cup, a rejected Xbox 4, and a shoe.
I am working on a new one, and I got the Patreon for the team, Team AMF at Patreon.com, and that we're using that just to fund the new robot, and he's pretty close to being done. He looks like a big giant manta ray with a spinning drum weapon.
You like a lot of sea creatures, and I will admit I like sea creatures too. Want to know something? I have a robot. I wanted to make a robot, but I realize it's way too hard, and plus maybe I should wait a few more years because you know why? Because I feel like maybe I'm more of a fan of watching robots rather than building robots. If you know what I mean.
A lot of people are like that. I love to build. I love to fight. I'm not really that big into watching the fights. I mean, I enjoy it, but it's not one of those things I really go out of my way to do. I don't even own a television.
Oh, that's kind of hard.
I don't even own a TV. If I see them, it's because somebody let me access their Discovery Go Plus or whatever it is.
Cool. But anyways, I have a robot idea. It's a saw robot, which I know spinner robots or saw robots are overrated now, but you're gonna like the name of him. His name is X-Ray Fish Zin.
I love it.
X-Ray fishes are cool. Zin is Xin.
Like Invader Zim.
No, not Invader Zim. Oh, that's cool. You're not Invader Zim. Zin. Xin.
Oh, Z-I-N. Oh, Xin. Oh, cool.
So it's...
My name was Xavier, Xavier, when I was on the Renaissance Fair.
Oh, cool. Dude, X is rock. X names are...
X is rock. And my very first robot was a lightweight named Robot X. And if you say it correctly, it sounds like robotics.
Dude, I wish Dude, you are an awesome guest. Can I just say that?
Well, thank you.
But anyways, so can I just admit that I watched the first season. I watched Robot Wars season Extreme Warriors. The first season, it felt more like. Do you know what it felt like? It felt more like it was like Robot Wars. It felt like you were watching Robot Wars Extreme season 2, just with American stuff.
Right. They were filmed in the same place with the same crew, and they barely changed anything. I think I did season 2.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I was in Extreme Warrior Season 2.
right, but you see what I'm talking about. Like, it felt like every episode was a gimmick. It wasn't like a heat. It felt, now granted, that's not terrible, but it's like that's not like that's kind of risky, especially when you're doing your first series. That's or series,
Right.
season, whatever. But you get what I mean.
But remember, they're British, and
Yeah,
it's a cultural thing. It's just like if you watch a Korean video game, is going to play extremely different from an American video game.
that is true. That is
That's
actually
why you see the Korean guys. They drop out 1 million of the MMO games. They put them up on Steam 5 a month, but they don't go anywhere in America because it's a cultural thing. We
oh
just don't think the same way they do, so we're not entertained by the same things.
right. Okay, speaking of season two, a lot of people have made fun of this robot, Techno Trousers.
He was pitted next to me, right behind me, actually.
I bet the people that made Techno Trousers are nice people, but this robot is just. I don't even know what this robot looks like. It looks like. Do you know what it looks like? It looks like two clarinets, a pipe, and some clowns' rejected pants mixed together.
It was hydraulically powered, the entire thing. The weapon was hydraulic, the wheels were hydraulic, everything was hydraulic. I'm pretty sure he was one of the first people to do that.
And I
And
was.
that made it very, very slow. It was slow to move. It couldn't get out of its own way. The weapon was slow. It was a neat concept, but it was just before its time.
It was just. I mean, I bet they're nice people, but it's like, dude,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They were great. I think they were a family team.
right? But it's like, you made a. This is the best you could come up with.
Oh, look at Psycho Chicken.
Oh, that. Oh, Psycho Chicken, the British robot, or are you?
Yeah, Psycho Chicken. I mean, you look at that thing and they built that to have fun.
Right.
They knew they were never going to win. They had no chance in the world, but they put their heart into that robot and they put it out there in the arena, and it would get decimated. And they'd rebuild it and they'd put it back out there, and the kids just screamed and loved it, and they had the best time. And I think that's the whole thing that I really loved about Robot Wars. Not many people there cared that much about winning the prizes. It wasn't all about winning the tournament. It was about putting on a good fight and a good show.
Wow, that is true. I mean, if there's any Robot Wars people watching this interview, which by the way you should, I think this is some of the best stuff I've heard of a Robot Wars fan ever said.
Well, then it's a different country, and they think things differently. They're entertained. Benny Hill is not popular in America.
But it's popular in Britain.
Absolutely.
I also wanted to tell you, my friend, if I can call you my friend. Sorry.
Oh, sure.
Um,
You don't know me that well yet.
that is true. That is true. But all I know about you is that you're a robotics dude and you're a fun dude and you're a great guest. But anyways, why are you such a good sport?
I don't know if it's because I don't care about winning. I'm not there to take home the big giant nut. I'm there to hang out with my friends, to show off my really cool art project robot that I built, and to have some fun and put on a good show. Winning is secondary to me. It's not my major thrust. So losing a fight doesn't devastate me. I have a 73% career win record, which is really great. And I don't care because that's not what I'm in it for. If I get one kid sends me an email saying he loved my robot and he's going to go start tech school, that will make me cry. That's what I care about. It's not the winning, it's putting on a good show.
Wow, I will admit that my mindset's a bit different, but man, I wish we had more people like you.
Now, there's places for everybody. I did RoboJoust in Las Vegas, the event that I produced for 7 years, and I spent well over $250,000 producing an event just for Roboteers to keep practice up because BattleBots had ended at that point. They were off the air and there was no robot competition for heavies or super heavies. So I started my own Las Vegas street fight. We did that for 7 years.
Wow, I'm very impressed about you. I'm very impressed. I also wanted to ask you something very cool. wanted one of my favorite things about the Comedy Central thing, the Comedy Central seasons are just hit and miss with me because
Yeah.
of. But one of my favorite parts was the Moeller family, the people that made Moeller, that spinning disc.
The Tilfords.
They're like that
Tilford
redneck family.
were
They're
the
like that.
ones in the chicken suit when I was in the gorilla suit, harassing Carmen Electra. Remember we talked about that way back at the beginning?
Yeah.
One of the Tilford boys, Charles, was the guy in the chicken suit when we went back there and harassed her and chased her out of the pits.
Wow,
He
dude,
and I. What a fun bunch of guys those are.
dude, they're like that awesome redneck family, if you get what I mean.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, Charles Tilford, Morgan Tilford. There's like 3 or 4 of them.
I wish they were in modern BattleBots because their chemistry would have been amazing to see. But things are different.
Tell him Charlie's on my Facebook page. Go on my Facebook page and say, "Hey, Charlie Tilford, build a robot."
I bet he will, but it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. Technology has really advanced with the production of CAD and on-demand parts and places like Big Blue Saw that can cut you anything you can design and ship it to you overnight. There are some seriously impressive, technically advanced robots out there these days.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's really cool. So dude, I also wanted to say this to you, man. I've been it's cool that you're actually a Robot Wars contestant also, because I thought you were just a BattleBots contestant, but when you told me that,
all the major shows, I've been on every televised robot competition. Actually, my first one was in 2001, was BattleBots at Treasure Island with my lightweight Robot X.
damn, dude, you should make a shirt called "I've been in TV since 2001 and onward."
Well, I was on TV long before that. That's just Robot Wars and BattleBots and stuff.
Oh, dude,
I've been an entertainer my entire life. I mean, I ran away from home to join the circus as a clown. I am an entertainer. That's what I am.
So you literally ran away and joined the circus.
Literally, well, my mother drove me there, but technically I ran away from home and joined the circus and became a clown. Yep.
Oh, cool, man. Dude, you should have a shirt that says, "I literally ran away and joined the circus." I think
There's not very many kids that can say that anymore. The industry is unfortunately basically a dead industry. It's hard to get a job in the circus anymore.
Wow.
There's more clowns than there are big tops, I guarantee you that.
Can I also what was your famous robot was with your, sorry to mention him, your best friend, I'm sorry.
John, yeah. A year ago, last week, he passed.
I'm sorry that if I lost my best friend, that would hurt.
Cancer is a killer, and unfortunately, he was pretty much riddled with it when they first found out. He sold his house. He wanted to go boating around the world. That's what he wanted to do, and he didn't. We did get to go to China right before he passed away, so he did get one last competition in, and you know,
yeah,
he went. There's nothing you can do about it. Cancer just is not curable when it's that late in the stages. When he found out, he was already stage 3.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. His daughters lost his dad, and he had a pretty big family, and it happened so quick. We barely had time to prepare for it. And next week, it'll be a year since I've been out here in the desert. So,
wow. So your bot is a shark robot.
Well, I build a lot of robots because I'm an artist too. I call myself an entertainment engineer is what I actually call myself now.
Cool.
I built the shark for Robotica, the very first one.
I actually saw that.
Yeah, Fantastic was his name. Had a T-shirt on the tail, and a rollerblade wheel for the tail, and a piece of aluminum. Man, what a piece of junk that was. But anyway, I've built like 12 versions of that same robot. I sold the latest version, which was the only one that was ever built. And John designed that one, actually. He designed it all in CAD. We had the parts pre-made. Everything was machined. And I did all the welding and assembly and then built a shark on the outside of the body, basically.
Wow.
I sold that one. And right now I don't have any robot at all, but I'm working on a new one. I'm gathering up parts from a bunch of old projects and working on a new robot.
What's
But
his
always it was the shark.
what's his
But that was kind of John and my thing. So when he passed, I sold the shark, and I'm not going to build another shark right now. I don't have plans on it.
So you're gonna make so you're gonna build a stingray then?
Stingray. It started out to be an eagle ray, then it turned into a devil ray. Now it's a manta ray.
Nice. Well, if you
Mantisaur.
nice, nice. Maybe you can get a deal with the Tampa Bay Rays to promote your robot.
Right? I'm a homeboy from Florida. That's where I was raised.
I made a good guess this time.
Yeah, I'm in California, up in the high desert in Sonora right now, but I was raised in Florida.
I actually have an original Tampa Bay hat. Well, not like from 1998, just a design by it. Like,
yeah, I think I was there their first year, and they lost every game. If I remember right.
oh man, that must not have been fun.
Yeah, I'm not a big sports guy. I'm an artist, entertainer. I play music. I don't.
I'm a fan of everything. I'm pretty much a fan of everything.
It's the competition thing. I never really got into that high an aspect. It just seemed too competitive for me. It doesn't seem to be an emotionally good place for somebody like me to be.
That's okay. So I wanted to ask you, I wanted to ask you something very, very cool. Like, I wanted to tell you a funny reaction story I had.
All right.
Okay, so this was during Robot Wars Series 3, Season 3 of the British one.
Right.
And, you know the guy who created, Kilohertz, aka Terahertz?
Oh, yeah.
So the story I was going to tell you was that it was the last season I think Kilohertz was in, and like he was in Series 3, and guess what? Like his steering was not good, and he just fell in the pit, and I was so disappointed. I was like, well, here's what I said. I was like, this has got to be the most disappointing fight I've ever seen in Robot Wars history. That was when I didn't see the other fights, so I was still in Season 3. I was like, well, that was disappointing as hell. I mean,
the ones that don't make the air.
I mean that's like I felt bad for the guy who created Kilohertz. I'm trying to remember his name. George.
George is a classic. They've been around Robot Wars since way back before Robot Wars.
Oh,
so just great people.
I mean, I just felt bad because it's like, dude, I don't even know if it was the steering or a malfunction, but that must suck to, like, you have this awesome, powerful robot, and yet you lost, and you didn't lose.
Yeah. It was funny, in the episode that I won to the finals, the Robot Rebellion episode, John forgot to put one of the clamps back on the main buffer tank for the weapon. So as soon as we went out into the field and hit the button, the hose blew off.
Oh.
At that point, it was too late. It was the first hit. The nose went up and then fell down, and we heard the gas escape. We had to fight the entire finals with no weapon.
So that must have been hard.
You get to that point, and you're in the finals, and you're like, I'm so close to winning, and as soon as the fight starts, a major technical malfunction like that,
I know,
it really makes a hard fight.
I know, but this is like a first round fight. You know what I mean?
Then you get really pissed because you get kicked out of the competition for a stupid mistake.
Right, and they're like that. So, what heat were you in? Were you in heat? Did you win a heat?
I don't know. I don't think I did very good in any of the regular episodes. We were in a couple, but what they had us in there for like a month, and they filmed a whole slew. I mean, that's the way these things work. They filmed everything in one part, and it was 18 years ago. So there's absolutely no way I have more in my mind than bits and pieces and snatches. I don't remember 90% of that event.
Bits and pieces and cakes. Sorry. I was just thinking about cake right now.
I remember at one point we had the robot completely taken apart. I mean, absolutely every last nut and bolt stripped out of it. And it reminded me because you said George, and George came over and he was like, "Where's your robot?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's right there." And they're just like nothing but pieces and this old propane tank. And he's like, "There's no robot there. There's just a bunch of junk in it." So that's my robot. There's a bunch of junk in a propane tank. That's how I met George, and we just became friends. They're such good people.
Oh, dude, that is a funny story. Anyways, I also wanted to tell you one of my wanted to tell you. Have you ever have you ever have you ever met the Razor people? Razor is considered by many to be the best robot in Robot Wars history.
Oh, absolutely. They're friends. It's Razor is run by a team that they've retired now.
Right.
And Razor was a bot that just could. It was just beautiful. It was a piece of art. It was an amazing robot.
It can crush things. It can destroy things. Like it took a. It was like a sumo wrestler eating sushi. It devoured everything.
Oh, excuse me. It was one of those robots that you just love to look at. You love to watch it fight. You love everything about it. It was an amazing robot.
Did you? I like the mullet that the team had. One of the team members had.
The mullet?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Wow, that went down the wrong pipe.
My dad had a mullet.
Tim Racker's mohawk.
Oh.
I'm in awe of Tim Racker's mohawk. I think I'm working hard to make one as good as his. So.
My dad used to have a mohawk. It was kind of Eddie Guerrero-ish, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because Eddie Guerrero had a great mullet. He rocked the mullet. In fact, I gave him a nickname, the King of Mullets, Eddie Guerrero.
I like that.
Okay, but
I cut all my hair off when I moved out here to the desert the first time. A year ago, I mean, I shaved it right down to the skin, and it's already massive. I mean, I'm almost 60, and my hair is just massively growing insanely fast.
Wow.
So I'm working on a Mad Professor haircut, where it all sticks out at all kinds of weird angles all over the place.
Is it a young? Are you gonna try to do a young Einstein haircut?
Very much so. I just want something that's a little outrageous. Something that is kind of like a clown hairdo.
That is cool. I can see that. So I wanted to ask you this. What do you sorry, I'm stuttering. I am sorry.
Hey, shit happens.
Stuff
happens. Caca occurs.
No, it's okay, man. You can be whatever you want right now.
That's right.
Okay, so right now I wanted to say that one of my favorite thing. You know what? One of my favorite robot builders. One of my favorite teams is the Bigger Brother team.
Oh yeah, it's another British team. Yeah, those guys have a good time.
I mean, they make the best cluster bots in the world.
Yep.
A cluster. Yep. I gotta explain what a cluster bot is to the people. A cluster bot is basically 4 or 2 or 3 robots controlled by one dude.
No, that's a cluster bot. There's 2 different definitions. Now, a multi-bot is 2 or more robots that fit in the weight class that are controlled by more than one person. Each robot has its own driver. A cluster bot is, as you say, it's a more than one robot that are controlled by one person.
Yeah.
That's almost impossible to do. It's ridiculously hard.
I mean, I wanted to do one, but but like someone said, no, dude, just do one robot.
Yeah, it's way too much work. When you consider you only got 200 pounds to work with, well, 250 in modern BattleBots. If you want 2 robots now, each of those can only be 100 pounds. So they're only going to be half as effective. So you may have 2 little robots, but they're only half as effective. And if you know anything about geometry, 1 plus 1 does not always equal 2. It just doesn't work that way.
Oh, so it's like if you build another robot, the weight becomes bigger.
Exactly. You have 250 pounds to play with no matter how many robots you want to put in the arena. So you can have one robot with 100 pounds of drive, 100 pounds of weapon, and 50 pounds of batteries. Or you can have 2 robots and then cut all those numbers in half. Now you got twice the complexity, twice the build, twice the parts, twice the power, twice the batteries to charge up in between fights. It's basically twice the work, and your weapon is never going to be but half as good. So it
Wow.
takes a lot to build a multi-bot. It takes a lot to feel that effective. I don't believe a multi-bot has ever won any championship anywhere ever.
I have to be honestly fair. I agree with that. I mean, winning with one robot is easy, but winning with 2 or 3 or 4, that's gonna
Oh,
be.
it's nearly impossible. I wouldn't say it is, but it's probably very close.
Want to know? Oh, dude, want to know something that I've been I've been realizing about making a robot is that it's hard to it's hard to make a robot. It's not as easy. It's easy for some people, but it's not easy for others.
It's not easy for me at all. I just love doing it, because it keeps my mind, and it's one of those things where I get to be artistic because nobody's telling me what my robot has to look like. Nobody's telling me what it has to do. I just know as a general outline, it has to handle what those other robots throw out and keep on running for 5 minutes. After that, everything is up to me. And I love that part of it. It just lets me be extremely creative.
That is cool. Oh man, when oh, I just realized something. Since you were part of that new season, I gotta talk about this fight because a lot of people said it's the most boring fight in BattleBots history. It was with the robot that had that. It was with one of the
The
bigger.
butt rack with Hydra and Huge.
Yes, it was like, oh my god, dude,
See, I
dude,
knew what you were talking about before you mentioned it, didn't I?
dude. I was so. Dude, when I watched that, dude. If I was in the pits, do you know what I would say to everyone, to every one of you guys, if I was one of the builders, I have
Tornado didn't cheat.
huh?
A tornado didn't cheat.
No, I would have said, Ed, how could you make robots battling each other boring? How could you do that? It's like a 10 Commandments in BattleBot and robot fights. Like, thou should not be boring.
If you look in the history of Robot Wars, there was a fight where a robot named Tornado welded an extra roll cage on the outside of his robot. It made him so big he could not fit in the pit.
That is true, but it's like,
And everybody accused him of cheating. And it's the same exact situation now. The rules allow you to modify your robot as long as it's within weight limits, as long as all the weapons meet the weapon criteria. And what they did is the same exact thing that Tornado did. They welded an extra roll cage on their robot to help them win the fight. There's no rule that says fights can't be boring.
right, but it's just that I want fights to be entertaining and fun, and you know.
I'd say I'm not here to win. That's the difference between the I want to win at all costs mindset and the I'm here to have fun, hang out with my buddies, and put up on a good show. There's the difference in the two mindsets right there.
Sorry about that, dude. It's just that I realize that me and you are different. Sorry about that. It's just.
No, don't be sorry about it. There's places for everybody in the world. If there wasn't the drive to win, we would not see robots like Hydra. I mean, look at Hydra. So it had one boring fight. They pushed the rules, but they followed the rules. It made a boring fight. But when that robot gets under another robot and hits that button and sends that other robot up into the lights and destroys the studio lighting, you gotta laugh.
Right.
I mean, Hydra is a seriously impressive robot. And that robot comes from the desire to win. That's a $70,000 toy. You're looking at a $70,000 robot right there.
That is.
You don't build $70,000 robot just to go have fun. You do that if you want to win. So there's a place for everybody in this sport.
That's cool. I also had an idea of making a food-themed battle robot.
A what?
A food-themed battle robot.
Oh, like the Burger Royale?
But cheese, I knew you were gonna say that. I like that robot. It wasn't. I just felt bad for the team.
They just had a few engineering kinks. They build it kind of like I do. You build around the theme to make things look a certain way. There are things that you have to give up, like the shape of the hamburger. You don't see any other combat robot shaped like that.
It looks like a good hamburger though. It looks like some.
Right.
Want to know what the name of one of them is? Pizza Fist.
Duh.
Pizza
I can
Fist.
see a slice of pizza, kind of like wheelie big cheese.
Oh, dude! Did you see that? Did you see the wheelie big cheese fight with the axe spot?
Oh man, I love wheelie big cheeses fights.
Like.
It's a slow lifter. It's not even very fast, but it is effective when it works.
Yeah, well, do you, like when he had that fight with axe and when he flipped it to the point that 15 feet and he just land precisely out of the arena, I was like, whoa! I think this, and Craig Charles had the best reaction ever to that. He was like, I seen it all.
I've seen it all.
Also, when I watched Mick Foley and Craig Charles, I was like, they were made for this show. They were made to host this show.
Mick was having a blast at that show. He was still, I think he still had some mental issues. He took one too many chairs in the head, but hey, that's life.
Well, to be honestly fair, Mick,
he's a little bit out there. But it's fun because so am I. So I think that was one of the reasons we got along. We didn't expect each other to be normal. We were both a little bit different.
I think Mick is crazy, but he's not dangerously crazy. He's not he's more of a sane crazy, if you get what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell his TV persona is a persona, but it fits him so well.
Right. He's also very dedicated to what he likes.
The big leather mask. I can't remember his first. Mankind, yeah. That was his second wrestling. The first one, he wore tie-dye shirts that said peace, love, and doves,
Dude love.
I mean, he went from being the lovey-dovey guy to, I'm an insane guy escaped from a mental institution. So it's that, because he can switch it that fast.
Right. Oh, man, dude. Talking to you, dude, I wish you should make a book.
Everybody tells me that. I just started a video series called Hermit Life on YouTube.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna post this on YouTube, dude. So you're gonna watch this.
Oh, sweet.
So anyways, I also
that's one of the things. See, other people tell me I should write a book, and that's something I need to start doing in the series that I'm doing is telling stories, and I haven't been doing it yet. And I get a lot of comments that I should talk more during my stuff. So I'm going to try to do that.
Dude, I would buy it. I would buy it. I would buy it.
I'd buy that for $1.
Actually, I would buy it for $10.
Also, join the Patreon, Team AMF. And until it gets too big, I'm giving away stickers and pens and keychains once a month, all that kind of stuff.
That's cool, man. Also,
my YouTube channel is free. I will not monetize it because I have drone video footage. And I don't want to have to get a drone license and pay the government a bunch of money and file flight plans and all this other stuff. So my YouTube channel will never be monetized. No ads, all free, always.
Oh, me too, dude. Ads suck.
Ads suck.
That's what you should do. You should put a sticker in your robot that says ads suck, and I think you would have been the fan, and I think you would have easily been a fan favorite.
At the beginning of every fight, they put up a flashcard on TV that shows you all the team sponsors. I'm the only team that never has been sponsored.
That's good. You know why?
Way back when in Comedy Central days, NPC sponsored me. They gave me a big box of motors. And that was what helped me build a lot of robots. And that was my only sponsorship ever. I've always been a self-sponsored team.
That is good, dude, because to be honestly fair, the only sponsor is my sponsor.
Yep. I don't like to, it's right now my show is sponsored by Behind the Bots blog.
Nice.
Because they paid for the cameras and stuff and pushed me to go ahead and start doing it. So I can, and it wasn't, they spent a little bit of money, but they didn't even ask me to mention them, but I'll swear I'll never make a video without mentioning them.
Yeah.
That's just the way, and that's the way sponsorship should be. I don't think it needs to be. When somebody on YouTube gets sponsored, there's requirements. You have to spend 30 seconds at the beginning of your video, 30 seconds at the end of your video, and there's a whole bunch of rules you got. And I just, as a person with ADHD, I have enough issues.
So you don't have to deal with that issue.
Yeah, I just don't need it.
So another idea I just came up with for a robot. Do you know what it's called?
Huh?
Mayonnaise hot dog.
Oh, excuse me.
Where
are you at? Where are you located?
Cedar City, Utah.
Utah. That's a good way away. You Mormon?
No, I'm not Mormon. I'm more of a, let's just say this, that I'm more of a believer of God, where I believe in him, but I don't worship him, if you...
Yeah, my dad was a Methodist minister when I was young.
Okay, so, but...
yeah, I'm with you 100%.
But anyway...
The reason I was asking is, I'm up in the Sonora High Desert, and I'm just about to start a new robot event up here. I'm looking for people that want to get interested in it. There's going to be 2 weight classes. One is the 30-pounders, and one is 500-pounders. There will be driving a race course in the desert. So it's going to need to be all-wheel drive, big fat wheels that can handle the dirt. It's going to have a weapon that can take out other robots while it's racing. It's not a competition like 1, 3, 2, 1, start, go fight each other. This is ready, steady, go. Now you have to do 9 laps.
Wow.
On the course.
Dude, you are dangerously...
Back to the original Robot Wars days.
Dude, you are a genius. You are a genius.
Well, here's the change. Besides that, it all is done FPV. You must drive your robot by first-person viewer goggles. You cannot do it by direct line of sight.
Damn, dude, you are a genius. You are a twisted genius.
Full combat, out in the field, nobody around it. I don't need an arena because there's nobody close to the weapons.
Dude.
All is done completely remote. You put your robot on the ground, you put your goggles on, you drive up to the starting line. When the race starts, everybody else is a quarter mile away from the arena. So there's no danger of any parts going anywhere. And it's a race course. You go around, it's full contact, beat each other up, flip each other over. It doesn't matter what you do. There's no fire allowed. And we're not really into big mass spinny weapons because that's not what this is. You won't have the weight for it anyway. But it's FPV, full contact, robot racing in the desert. Robo Joust Extreme.
Wow, dude, you should be the host of your own series of robots.
That's what we're trying to do, but I don't want to be the host. You can't run it and be the host at the same time. I've done that at Robo Joust, and it's really hard to do.
Okay, so, but dude, we're almost out of time, but dude, I got to say this to you right about now. You are arguably one of the best hosts, one of the best guests I've ever had.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll be here till the end of the week. I hope you enjoy the buffet.
Oh, dude, I promise you, you're gonna be one of the first. You're gonna be one of the first. If the Robot Wars Sparks thing does happen, this is just an idea. You will be one of the first invitations.
Sweet. That's the good thing about my lifestyle is I can take a month off and not have to worry about it. I don't have to ask permission. If I want to go somewhere for a month, I can just pack up and go.
Also, dude, I promise you that the first season is going to have only 8 heats and a grand final and some specials. So don't worry, dude. You're gonna be I promise you, I'm gonna try to make you a regular on Sparks Factory.
Yeah, the best thing is to keep them to 2 weeks or less because that's how much vacation time most people get.
But you can do a month.
I can do my entire life. I have.
Your whole life's a vacation.
I call myself a traveler. I go where the wind takes me.
Man, if you were one of my uncles, you would have been like my second favorite uncle. My first.
Everybody needs an Uncle Ed.
My uncle, dude. If you were with my Uncle David, you and him would have had a fun time. Just saying.
That's my middle name.
Dude, you are awesome. But anyways, Anyways, Ed, what final thing you want to tell people before, because we only have 1 minute. What do you want to say to people?
Uh, um, don't do drugs.
That is true. Also, I'm straight edge. I'm straight edge.
I've been smoking marijuana since I was 17 years old. I have a scoliosis and spinal bifida,
Wow.
and the my chiropractor actually got me started on it, and it's one of the few things that makes my back stop hurting. I don't like man-made drugs at all. I can't take an aspirin. I'll die. I'm definitely allergic to aspirin. So I just don't do man-made drugs at all. If Mother Nature made it, whatever. But other than that, don't do drugs, kids.
Cool, man. Hey, dude, thanks for being on the show. And everybody, I want to give a round of applause to this dude because he is awesome. But anyways, this has been Krueger with Dots. See you guys later.